Hi Aquarius, thank you for joining us. Welcome back. You guys came out as the people that next needed a reading, so figured let's get a reading for Aquarius people, folk, placements, energy. Let's see. Maybe we'll grab I'm getting called to this deck for you guys. Okay. Aquarius. Ooh, spicy meatball. You could be coming out of collaborations with other people. You could be focusing more on like your finances, or maybe planting a seed financially. Maybe there's a friend that's influencing this. This could be an earth sign, or maybe just money matters and like a new beginning in that regard, or new information, new studying, new knowledge about this is important to you, especially if you're trying to come out of being broke or anything like that. And you will be successful in this regard. Messages for Aquarius. Yeah, especially if you're dealing with like maybe coming to different decisions, options, choices, a crossroads type energy. Are you going to stay with the fighting energy, with the heartbreak? One where you don't feel empowered? Are you going to choose that? Or Aquarius? Or are you going to kind of pull back from other people, maybe go secretive a bit, tap into your intuition, spirituality, spirits around you that are advising you in relation to maybe some kind of home life matter, a real estate situation? Yeah, to actually come in towards ultimate wealth and ultimate stability. But there has to be an ending to something. There has to be a transformation of some sort, it seems, or like a new way of thinking or seeing something. So we'll go ahead and pull from our other decks. Aquarius messages, most important vital message for Aquarius. Summer. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Green, growth. From that inner like golden light within, with the inner self-esteem, the inner power, the inner leadership, maybe coming out of delusions. Tell us more. Yeah, Matt, pushing something into reality. Okay. And you could be using like a more forceful way of doing this, like maybe stepping away from ultimate unconditional love and compassion into a more of a forceful kind of calcification energy here. So I think we'll go ahead and read calcification maybe. Let me see from the other half of the deck. It's a very small section. Okay, yeah, especially if there was anything holding you back. It's like you might be like dismantling structures that weren't serving you and moving towards structures that are going to more serve you in the future, powerfully initiating this through like maybe the occult or maybe deep psychological transformation or anything to do with Scorpio, shared finances, intimacy, anything like that, sex, strategy. Those could be methods in which you're kind of, with Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto is about to go into Aquarius for the next 20 years, so it can either empower you or bring a lot of kind of transformative energies where you need to step into the power position. So let's go ahead and read Calcinatio. Okay, let's see. $219. It's like gods are around you, or spirits want to lead you into more wealth, into more self-esteem maybe. Sorry, I've been doing soap things all day. My hands are dry. Okay. Heat, fire, and desire. Wow. Calcinatio is the great alchemical operation of fire. It occurs when there's enough heat in the vessel to transform the nature of that which is solid or fixed. How does calcinatio begin? So it's like the burning, the forest fires that come, and then there's new growth, right? With a tiny glimmer, an urge, a desire that builds into a robust flame on a psychic level. This stage may be an uprising of emotion that has been repressed or dismissed. If it wants something big to change, to be brought to the light and purified, perhaps a flawed ideology, institution, or outlook. Frustration and anger are wondrous change makers if their heart is channeled with space, time, and awareness. If the heat is channeled. Okay, frustration and anger are wondrous change makers if the heat is channeled with space, time, and awareness. Okay. The transformation that occurs from calcinatio is rarely harmonious. It requires commitment and a willingness to sit through discomfort as old patterns fall into ashes. The flame initiates sacred change, and eventually the phoenix rises. So you might want to check out Scorpio's reading. You could have Scorpio placements. There could be just like a deep psychological transformation, or a transformation in the areas that Scorpio rules, which is personal power, personal disempowerment, the end of diseases, so that we can come into a new regenerated, powerful health, and everything like that. The color of fire. Yeah, you know how in the color of fire we have that red at the top, and then we have the blue in the center, right? So, and the blue part is actually the hottest part of the flame, right? Interesting. Fire has been used in rituals across all cultures, religions, and eras. Honor the element of fire today in a literal or metaphorical way. So this fire rules instincts. Like if you look up what the fire element in the tarot means, it's like your passion, your drive, your leadership almost. The divine flame resides within, and it is yours to tend to. That said, doing so patiently and with support will lead to change that is holy rather than hasty. We do have that full moon in Aquarius on Monday. So you could be feeling this kind of like rising tension. We always have that kind of tension rising. That's why you don't do surgeries on a full moon, or there's going to be a lot of blood that comes out, things like that. It can also rule births. There could be more births on full moons, such like that. Sorry, I've got so many books. I've got to move them over here. Alrighty then, we'll get you a Kali. Aquarius' most vital message, please, for their ultimate success. Aquarius, let me just get comfortable here. Aquarius' ultimate advice, please, to help lead them towards abundance and their power. Okay, let me just continue. Aquarius. Kalika Tantra Dakshina. So they use both are obviously like really ancient depiction of somebody like coming over or something, or like having to defend themselves from someone. Very interesting. These could be relationships that you're like seeing through, stepping away from collaborations. Yeah, in order to protect your finances. I think we're going to go ahead and read 35, Kalika Tantrika. 35, there it is. Our wild mother goddess overcomes duality, resting in the sweet spot of integration, healing, and creativity. She facilitates the overcoming of tension and conflict, birthing sacred solutions, and the evolution into greater bliss. Kalika Tantrika is Kali, the tantric queen. She overcomes all karma, realigns pathways when we have veered off course, reverses the momentum of negative uses of free will, and detaches draining energy cords, restoring us to full vitality. Her presence announces significant change and positive improvement in all aspects of your life, especially your spiritual life. The Tantra of Kali is the teaching of the eminence of goddess. Her appearance in a reading indicates a time when the feminine principle must be in the dominant position. This is not a declaration that the feminine is superior. It is equal to the masculine, yet different. It is recognition that the feminine is holding and birthing energy. To shift from one way paradigm or political structure, the feminine must lead. As Kali, she disrupts negative power structures and holds the space for something completely new to emerge from the rubble. I mean, back in the day, I think the feminine was known as like the negative polarity, right? The masculine is the positive polarity, the sun, and the negative, but the moon can be associated with nighttime, with like ghosts, with demons, things like that. So it could be important that you're tapping into darker elements of your personality, the kind of dark mother archetype, right? The simplest way to describe the eminence of goddess is that it's the deep respect for intuitive knowing and action taken on a non-rational yet deeply insightful instincts of the heart. This is not about being emotionally reactive. There are multiple expressions of the sacred tantric inversion, placing the sacred feminine in the leadership position and deconstructing patriarchy. We practice it when listening with intuition, with complete courage, rather than going against inner knowing for the sake of logic. Another is reversing the flow of what has been generated. This may mean halting a path you wanted to travel, but now have come to realize it's not honoring your heart. It could be a breaking down of what has been established because it has come to be too restrictive and needs to be rebuilt in a new way, or perhaps released altogether. Remember, that which appealed to the caterpillar is not going to tempt the butterfly. As the soul evolves, our needs and desires often undergo a profound transformation as well. Tantric teachings resonate less with clean, tidy, methodical approaches and more with wild, spontaneous, shamanic energies innately tuned to and responsive to life. The primal force of the feminine is moving you along your soul journey at present. To tune into that deep primal power requires loosening the mental grip over your life. Allow for space, flexibility. If your schedule is too tightly wound, not every minute is accounted for. Set the intention to slacken the reins. The feminine needs freedom. She cannot be crammed into minimal spaces or expected to thrive. If you try to control her, she will rebel, and when she is Kali, her rebellious she will topple kingdoms. It is possible to heal and transform even radically without evoking her wrathful nature if you're open to her guiding presence. So maybe be careful, like really pay attention to your intuition at this time, because it can lead you away from trauma or death, or like if something tells you like, there's so many of those stories when people are rushing somewhere and they get held up, like just constantly held up, and they just can't reach their destination. And then they realize later that there was a huge like a plane crash in the road and it killed 50 people. And if they had been rushing it, they would have probably hit it. They would have probably been on the road at that exact time, right? So there could be a reason that you need to listen, because there could be something very dangerous, right? Her wrath is love, so we need not fear it, but it can certainly be a welcome change of pace for powerful shifts to be able to happen with grace and ease. When Kali Tantrika rises in your reading, you're encouraged to listen to your gut and allow wisdom to emerge, act according to instinct, and let go of methods that don't resonate with the heart, even if your mind tells you that not following those methods will lead to failure. The Tantra of Kali, I mean, the subconscious operates a lot faster, and it processes things faster than the conscious mind does. So rely on the subconscious. Anyways, let's see. Submit to her. Okay, interesting. Let go of methods that do not resonate with your heart, right? The Tantra of Kali is a practice of unconditional trust, and the feminine, her ways are unpredictable, apparently ever changing. And when she manifests as Kali, if you try to pin her down and control her, she's likely to lop off the offending appendage. So be careful, because she's not one to mess with, right? Instead, submit, entering the black void of possibilities and not knowing, with the realization that even when we don't know what's going on, the divine feminine does. So go with your instinct. Like if you feel like this is what's going to happen, or you're feeling like you keep hearing certain music or certain videos are being recommended to you or something, that could be part of, like, kind of, that could be guiding you. That could be a message. Hey, buddy, this is what's happening in the future. You might not even be aware that it's happening, but you might even be able to sense what is going to happen, or what choice to make for your ultimate life purpose, why you came here, right? If we willingly open to her sacred knowledge rather than trying to impose our will and logic and desire upon her, she will show us what is going to work best. This is a time when the heart knowing must lead above the intellectual assessment. It's also when we are best moved by a greater guiding intelligence rather than doggedly sticking to a plan and trying to assert ourselves. The feminine is not as direct in her approach as the masculine. Her seeds germinate in darkness. Her creative methods are not always seen, yet are powerful. This oracle brings encouragement that even though it seems like your will is being thwarted, or you are not getting what you want right now, or that you just wish you could have clarity and know your direction, you are still making progress. Some things have to happen in astrological timing. Like we're in Mercury retrograde right now, people are not going to be thinking clearly until September, right? So things are coming together in the best way, and something is growing that is aligned with the divine plan you were born to fulfill. You are encouraged to restore inner energies and move when you feel inspired, rather than thrusting forward in an attempt to make progress. The goddess knows what she's doing. Her action will benefit you and all beings profoundly. Allow her to have her way. Beautiful. Okay, well, I think I'm going to end it there. I hope you like this reading. Please hit like, comment, share, subscribe, or hit the Buy Me a Coffee link if you want to leave a tip. Thank you so much. Take care.